What's good, y'all? I go by the name of Eloseeoh. Uh, it's gonna be part two, man. It's gonna be part two. Let me fix this right quick. It's gonna be part two story time, man. I don't know if y'all can hear the rain, but it's definitely raining. It feels good though, like it's a nice day out. The rain is very chill. So it's gonna be a part two. Um, yeah, man, I'm gonna just get straight into it. If you don't know already, I go by the name of Eloseeoh. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. Follow my social medias. I will have my link, my Instagram in the description, and everything else like that. But yeah, it's gonna be part two of why I'm single. Another crazy story. You know, I feel like it's not as bad as the first one, but I don't know. Y'all let me know. I don't know if y'all can hear that thunder. Y'all probably can. But yeah, man, second girl. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, right? I used to work for Black Ink Crew. It's a tattoo shop, if you don't know, in New York. And I was working there, and this girl told me this, but I don't remember at all. Like, she said that she saw me there, and she was in there for a tattoo. Her friend was getting a tattoo, I believe, and she saw me in there, but we didn't speak or nothing, and she didn't say nothing to me. So I probably was like painting or like drawing or tattooing. So we didn't speak, and she didn't say nothing to me. Fast forward months later, she DMs me. So one thing about me with social media, right? If I see somebody that's like, I barely ever see, you know, like certain people with notifications because you stupid. I barely see people with like notifications because that sounds crazy. It's not even pouring that hard though. Like, if y'all can see, it's not even really. But I barely get notifications. I barely see them because it just be a lot or whatever. But if you like consistently like my stuff, you consistently comment and like share, like consistently, I pick up on it and like I notice it. So she was somebody that was like, I think consistent. Maybe she liked a lot of stuff back to back or commented or something, and I happened to see it. So once she DM'd me, I'm like, this person looked familiar. Like I seen this page or something. And then when I opened it, I forgot exactly what she said, but she was basically along the lines of like, she's coming to Florida soon and she would like to see me or something like that. It was kind of playful. I think it wasn't really like serious or nothing, but obviously it ended up happening after after we spoke for a little bit on DM. We ended up exchanging numbers. We ended up texting each other, FaceTiming like for months before she came. Fast forward months later of us talking and FaceTiming and stuff, we started to get real cool. The chemistry was good. We talked about relationships a little bit, but nothing too crazy. We was pretty open about everything in our conversation. During the months we was talking and FaceTiming before she came here. Basically, we was getting like connected. Like, the chemistry was building. It was a good vibe on the phone. We felt like we was interested in each other to some degree, at least enough to meet. So she came down here. Fast forward to a few months later when she came down here. The first time she came, it was cool. She was here for like 3 days. I think I spent the night with her like one time. Probably like the last day she was here, I spent the night. The last day I could. And the other days I went to see her, but like for a couple of hours, not like the whole day. Because I was still filling her out, so I ain't wanna like I don't know, do too much, and she had stuff going on anyway. But it was good. The chemistry was good. The vibe was good in person. You feel me? Like, everything was good. The vibe was good. Nothing bad really happened at all. Towards the last day of her leaving, nothing happened. That's the second trip. I'm about to tell you about the second trip. Because she came to see me 3 times. I gotta rewind. when we met and she saw me in New York, I was living in upstate New York, right? So I was living in upstate New York, and that's how we met at the tattoo shop, because I was working in the tattoo shop in New York. That was in the city though, and she lives in Boston, Massachusetts. I forgot to say that she lives in Boston, Massachusetts. So Boston girls, nah, I'm joking. That's just one person. But yeah, so far it ain't looking good. She was from Boston, Massachusetts. So, she came all the way down to visit the first time. The first trip was good, wasn't no problem. At the time I was living in South Florida. I lived in South Florida for 2 years, a year or something like that. So, she came to visit. The first trip was good. After she went home, it was cool. We was FaceTiming and texting again for months in between the second trip. And during that after the first trip, leading to the second trip, during that time period, a couple weeks, a couple months or something like that, we was getting even more connected. We was FaceTiming, we was talking. Stuff started to get a little more serious. We started talking about more realer topics about relationships, what we like, what we don't like, stuff like that. So we started talking like that, and we got on topics as such as what we like and don't like. And I noticed a red flag for me specifically. So a red flag for me specifically, some of y'all ain't gonna like this, but I don't care. It's my preference. It don't mean I'm wrong and you're right. It don't mean I'm right and you're wrong. It's just a preference. I prefer girls. I prefer girls that don't care to have male friends, man. There it is. I just prefer to date a girl that don't care to have male friends. She wanted to hang out with her male friends alone without me, and have separate relationships with them. And I just felt that was kind of weird. I want somebody that I feel respects our relationship. I don't want to feel disrespected, and I don't want to have a reason to have to worry about some other dude or something like that. I don't know. I like peace, man. I'm the type, I could see something early in somebody that can potentially be an issue down the line, and I don't want to deal with it. And that's just my preference, you feel me? That's what I prefer. That don't mean I'm right, and that don't mean I'm wrong. It's literally just a preference. You can't get mad at that. So that was a red flag for me specifically. And after that, she just kept making slick comments. Other days, she would keep making slick comments about having male friends. She really wanted to have male friends. But when I brought it up to her, she made it seem like it wasn't a big deal for her to have male friends. But then I ended up finding out she got a bunch of male friends, and that's just a turn off for me. Personally, I don't want a woman that's so accessible by so many men, even if they're just friends. I don't know, I just don't like that. I like exclusivity. I like somebody that's exclusive, because I'm not gonna have a bunch of female friends. I'm not gonna be hanging around girls without my girl. I just don't do that. So that was a red flag for me. But fast forward, the second trip she came down, I was already kind of iffy because of that conversation, but I was still seeing what it was. We had already started, whatever. But it wasn't serious yet. We were just having conversations about it. But the second trip, it started getting a lot more physical in a good way. More physical, more emotional, more it was more intense, more we was connecting more. So, everything was good. It was just more intense than the last time. And I was still a little iffy because of, the red flags that I noticed that I don't personally like. But what I did like about her, though, another thing I gotta add too, she was an Aquarius. For y'all Aquariuses out there, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have a problem with Aquariuses though. It was just this girl specifically. It was just an issue. I'm gonna get to it though, y'all be patient. But she was an Aquarius, and the second trip was good. Started getting more intense, more physical. We started really liking each other more and stuff like that. We started talking more about the whole relationship topic and what we like, what we don't like, what we allow, what we won't allow. Somehow, we was talking deep, and I ended up finding out she was bisexual. For all of the bisexuals and the whatever out there, I don't care, I don't mind. I actually liked the fact that she was bisexual. Because the first thing that popped into my mind, I was like, shit, you like girls, I like girls too. So like, you know what I'm saying? Sure enough, that was a topic of us like having threesomes and shit like that. Uh, Again, it's a preference. Don't get mad. I don't want to see no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's not for everybody, which is understandable. If you like it with your man, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. You just find somebody who aligns with what you like. That way, it's not an issue. Like, it's not bad that a man wants to do that, and it's not right that a man wants to do that, or wrong. It's just a preference, literally just a preference. And you find women that are cool with it, and if you're a woman that only want to be with that one man, you find a man that's cool with that. Like, you feel me? You don't get mad at people who try to say they wrong or whatever because they like something different. So that was one thing me and her was into, having threesomes together. You know, sure enough, we actually ended up having a threesome, right? We actually ended up having a threesome. Crazy. It was cool though. Like, her and the girl, it was a girl that I had known for a while, and she was real cool, but we really didn't. We wasn't like close. You feel me? Like, I don't really be keeping me female friends too much. Like, I don't know. Like, I do. It ain't even important, but she was somebody that was cool, and we ended up having a threesome. They met, the chemistry was good, it was mad cool, wasn't no weird vibes, no jealous vibes, it was cool. You know, we went back to the room one night and then it just happened. That was good. It ain't even no point in me even telling y'all that, but I'm just throwing that in there for some juicy content because I know y'all be wanting to know. So yeah, that happened. And another thing that happened, I feel like I just need to tell y'all, even though it ain't even really that much of a part of the story, but we got in a car accident, bro. Like, we was driving and she was in the passenger seat and she was trying to show me something on the phone, and this lady had ran a stop sign and I'm looking at her while I'm driving something she trying to show me on the phone, and we get in a car accident. It wasn't crazy, the airbags didn't deploy, my car wasn't totaled or nothing like that, but it's still an accident. I was still pissed off. But yeah, that happened. And in my head, I'm thinking like that may have been a sign. That's why I'm telling y'all to know y'all thoughts. Like, let me know if you think that was a sign that I probably shouldn't talk to her or fuck with her. But anyway, the second trip is going crazy. We had a threesome. We talking more about relationship stuff. We get in a car accident. Like, it's a time to remember. Like, stuff is happening. So at the end of the second trip, you know, we had another intense conversation. Nothing bad. It was good. Talking about relationships and stuff like that. You know, she ended up leaving. She didn't want to leave. She was missing me more. She was more like, you know, we both was more connected. So it was like, you know, more intense than the last trip. So she goes home. Now, the third and the last final time I seen her, that time in between, it was a couple of weeks and a couple of months in between the second trip and the third trip. So that one, it ended up being like, I don't know, it was weird in between the second and the third trip. Like, she ended up, you know what I think happened? I think it started getting so intense, like, the relationship started getting so intense, like, shit started to get real for her. Like I feel like she started to get like scared because shit started getting real. Like, it was getting real, like, intense. Like, it was starting to sink in, like, this might be a real thing. And in between that second and third trip, we was talking about either me moving to Boston or her moving to Florida. Her moving to Florida made more sense because she loved Florida. I love Florida. She don't even want to be in Boston. She was living with her parents, so, you know, most people don't want to live with their parents when you're an adult. You know, we could have had our own apartment in South Florida. So, but me being the type of person I am, like, if I'm really feeling somebody, or if I really got love for somebody or something, I just might move to another state for them. Like, I might do that. And we was actually entertaining that idea. So things was getting more like serious. We was talking about actually dating, her moving down or me moving up. So it was way more intense and serious than the last time. And we had more arguments over the phone about like she was finding it hard to open up to me about stuff like she would go through like tough days, tough times, and won't even talk to me about it. And in my mind, I'm like that's the whole point of having somebody. Like you should be able to talk to me, you should be able to open up to me. And she was basically saying how her exes wasn't affectionate, they wasn't like communicative, so she was having an issue doing that with me, opening up to me, communicating with me, showing affection and love towards me. And I didn't figure this out until like the end of the second trip. And then in between the second and third trip, I started to notice, and she started to tell me, and I'm thinking like damn, I didn't know this from the beginning. Like I had no idea because she was showing me like a different side. So we started having more arguments. She started keeping stuff from me, like how she feel and whatnot, not wanting to open up to me or be affectionate or be like loving, like be like, I miss you, I want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I don't have a problem doing it. If I'm really feeling you, I'm not wasting my time. I want to see you. I miss you. Come here, like whatever. Like I'm upfront about it. Like I don't. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to have to hold back something or try to act cool or try to be. Nah, I'm gonna just be me, be vulnerable, be transparent. I'm gonna be real about it, and hopefully I'm getting that same energy. If not, I gotta go. But yeah, we started arguing more, having disagreements and stuff like that. So the third trip she come down, right? The first two trips I only spent the night with her like once, maybe twice. So the third trip, I'm like, yo, you should come for like 7 days. Like stay a whole, I think it was like 5 or 7 days. And then I'll spend the night with you the whole time. Cause I'm like, okay, if we're actually gonna move in with each other, we might need to get an idea of what's gonna be like to live together. So she came down for like 5 or 7 days, I forgot which one. And we were staying together. And stuff got definitely more real. Like we had a first argument in person in real life, which is important when you want to date somebody, to have an argument. Don't start an argument on purpose, but like the argument, like I needed to see, I forgot what we argued about. I forgot, but you need to see how somebody communicate when they're mad and like when you argue, how can you get past problems and stuff like that. So we was arguing about something, and basically like she shut down. And it's one thing I hate about some women. I just prefer not to have that kind of partner, like, cause I can communicate, you know what I'm saying? I can like express myself more than most guys you probably meet, cause I'm not afraid to. She shut down. She didn't want to talk. She was being standoffish. She was like giving me like a real like careless attitude. Like we wasn't like a unit. Like we wasn't supposed to be in it together. She was kind of avoiding me. I don't know. It was just a bad vibe, and it wasn't a good example of like what may be to come in a relationship. So that was another red flag, and I wasn't really feeling that. So that turned me off, and we was having like arguments and stuff about that. And I started to see more that she couldn't be affectionate. She couldn't be like loving towards me. She couldn't be, you know what I'm saying? She was really like nonchalant and like careless because of, her past and what she'd been through. According to her, like these are her words. So this is stuff I didn't know in the beginning. So as time go on and that trip starts to come to an end, it wasn't that great. Like the chemistry was off because of her being nonchalant or not loving or not like affectionate and stuff like that. The chemistry was off. I wasn't really like feeling her like that no more. Like it was just weird. The energy was weird. So when she went home, we ended up arguing even more, and I finally got her to open up, like finally, over the phone, FaceTime, after the third trip. And it just got real intense. Like she was just telling me stuff I didn't know from the beginning. Like she got a lot of past trauma, which is fine. Like, I don't mind if you have trauma. We all humans. We all have trauma. But like, I just feel like you should heal before you try to date somebody. That's the only thing. Like, you should heal before you try to date somebody. I'm not saying you're gonna be perfect, but like, all you're gonna do is keep messing it up with new people that you could potentially have a good relationship with if you would have healed first from whatever. I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? So I finally got her to open up on FaceTime, and she was basically telling me she went through some stuff. Like, she used to get bullied. People used to like do her wrong. She didn't really feel beautiful. Mind you, this girl was beautiful to me. Uh, you know, she used to get bullied. She used to get like people, I think in her family. I don't know if I'm sure or not. Either her family or friends used to like bully her or just not treat her right. And she had exes that did her wrong, cheated on her, emotionally, physically abused her and all of that. They wasn't affectionate, they wasn't emotional, they was very careless and stuff like that. And it's like she picked up on those habits, and that's not even who she is. And then, you know, that reflected on me. So we ended up getting into one too many arguments, and you know, she was supposed to move down here, but that ended up not happening because of the couple of intense arguments. And like, she ended up saying like she couldn't do it. She was like, it was getting too real for her. Like, these are her words. She was like, you know, she never moved away from her family, which is understandable. She never moved away from her family. She never been like kind of on her own. It would have been just me and her. I would have had one friend. I got one friend that lives here, and it wouldn't have been like, she just wasn't comfortable like making a move where she didn't have nobody but me. But that wasn't even the main problem. The main problem was she wasn't ready to be in a relationship. Like, she couldn't open up. These are her words. She was like, she called it off literally on the phone. She was like, you know, she couldn't do it anymore because we was arguing, and like, she can't open up. She can't express her feelings. She's nonchalant. She was like that she needs to go to therapy and she needs to heal. And, you know, she's still going through stuff. And that's all understandable, right? Everything that she said was valid. But my thing is, why did you talk to me? Like, why did you hit me up? Why did you come to me? Like, why did you try? She basically convinced me to date her, because when we met, I told her I'm not looking for nothing. I'm focusing on what I'm focusing on. And then she showed me, you know, like, good qualities. Like, she was a hustler. She was ambitious. She was smart. She understand a lot. I feel like most women I've met don't understand or comprehend. Like, we had the same views as far as a lot of stuff. You know, she had a good head on her shoulders, but I understand all of the stuff, right? But it's like, why would you try to date me then? Like, why would you hit me up? Why would you come down here? Why would you, like, what did you think it was gonna lead to? Like, we could have just been cool, you know what I'm saying? Not involve, you know, anything serious, and I would have been good. But like, that was my whole thing. Like, why would you? I like you now. I want to be with you now. I want you to move here now. I'm connected to you now. I'm kind of attached to you now. But then you hit me with the I need to heal. It's not you, it's me. Like, you didn't know this before you hit me up? Like, I don't think people should do that to people. If you're not healed and you got some trauma and all of that, it's okay, and you're not a bad person. It's fucked up of you to try to involve somebody in your life as far as a romantic partner if you know you're not ready for it. You can involve people, your friends and stuff like that, but I don't think you should be trying to be in a relationship if you can't show affection. That's a part of a relationship. You can't show emotion. That's a part of a relationship. You can't communicate how you feel. That's a part of a relationship. You feel me? Like, she was telling me she can't do none of that. She need to go to therapy and heal and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's understandable, but it's like, why did you hit me up? Why did you bother me? Like, I was good. Like, why did you come in my life, turn it upside down, and then dip? That's basically just, that's what happened. That's the story. Crazy. Yeah, that's part 2 of why I'm single. Because I thought that was about to be my girl. In my head, that was about to be my girl. We talked about it, and it was headed that direction. But it is what it is, man. I wouldn't change nothing. I'm glad everything that happened exactly the way it happened. So it is what it is, man. I understand life, so stuff happens, you know. But I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, y'all. After I did the first story, part one, I'm thinking to myself like, yo, I got a lot of stories I can tell y'all, like a lot. I got so many stories, yo. Like my life is peaceful now. It's very peaceful now, very calm now. But it used to be like a lot going on. I got like a lot of stories I can tell y'all for real. But and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. After I drop part 3, I'm gonna start another story time, and I'm gonna tell y'all about the times that I was the villain in people's stories. Like according to them, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell y'all about like this one girl that I feel like I missed out on because it's like 50-50. It's like we both messed up, really. But I'm gonna tell y'all about it, but that's gonna be after I drop part 3. I'm gonna tell y'all after I drop part 3. But y'all let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this one. Like, how y'all feel about this story. I just wanna know y'all thoughts because I feel like she could have just left me alone. Like, why you come disturb my peace? I know y'all gonna feel me on this one. How many people came in your life, disturb your peace, and then dip? Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, so I go by the name of Eloseeoh. Peace.